Hello, NFL fans. Welcome to another episode of NFL Picks with Dave. I'm your host, Dave, and today we're going to see my picks for NFL Week 11. Before we begin today, I have an announcement. I'm taking the next 2 weeks off due to Thanksgiving so I can spend time with family. I also encourage you to spend time with family this Thanksgiving instead of doing Black Friday shopping on the date of this special holiday, because family is more important than doing shopping, which can be done another time. Okay, moving on. My first NFL Week 11 pick takes place on Thursday Night Football, where the Steelers go to Cleveland to visit the Browns. Both teams won close ones last week in their home stadiums. The Steelers edged the LA Rams with a score of 17-12 in a defensive showdown, while the Browns defeated the Bills 19-16 after Stephen Hauschka of the Bills missed the game-tying field goal. Both teams had an incredible performance last week. My pick is the Steelers over the Browns with a score of 31-28 because the Steelers are slightly better and they're desperate to make it to the postseason. Now let's move on to the rest of Week 11. My first Sunday pick is the Redskins over the Jets. The Jets defeated their crosstown rival, the New York Giants, 34-27, while the Redskins had a bye week last week, which is why I'm picking them 27-24 because they had more time off than the Jets. My next pick is the Jaguars over the banged-up Colts. The Colts lost a heartbreaker to Miami, 16-12, while the Jags had a bye week last week. My final score, Jaguars 17, Colts 14. This next pick takes place in Baltimore, Maryland, where the Texans visit the Ravens. The Texans had a bye week last week, while the Ravens demolished the winless Bengals 49-13. I'm going with the Ravens 24-14 because they have a stronger offense and defense. My next pick is the Saints over the Bucks. Tampa Bay barely defeated the Cardinals with a score of 30-27 last week, while the Saints lost a shocker to the Falcons with a score of 26-9. I think that the Saints will rebound and defeat the Buccaneers 31-24. My next picks are the Cowboys over the Lions 20-17, the Vikings over the Broncos 27-9, and the Panthers over the Falcons 24-21. Now let's move on to the later games. My first late game pick takes place in San Francisco, where the formerly undefeated 49ers take on the Arizona Cardinals. The 49ers received their first loss last week, losing to the Seahawks 27-24 in an overtime blockbuster, while the Cardinals lost a close one to Tampa Bay. This pick is very difficult. The Cardinals' weakness is not finishing a game, while the 49ers' weakness is their offense being pressured. I do not think that the Cardinals have a good defense, so I'm picking the 49ers 35-28. My next pick is very easy. It's the Raiders taking on the Bengals. The Bengals got demolished by the Ravens, while the Raiders defeated the Chargers with a score of 26-24 in their last primetime home game. I'm picking the Raiders 31-7 over the winless Bengals. This next pick is very difficult. It's the Patriots visiting the Eagles. Both teams are coming off their bye week. The Patriots got their first loss in their last game, losing 37-20 to the Ravens, while the Eagles defeated the Bears with a score of 22-14. Both teams are talented, but since this is in Philly, I'm picking the Eagles 35-34. Now let's move on to the last two primetime games. My first primetime pick takes place in LA, where the Bears meet the Rams in a defensive showdown. The Bears won in Soldier Field, defeating the Lions with a score of 20-13, while the Rams lost to the Steelers with a score of 17-12. Both teams have incredible defenses and terrible offenses. I think that the Rams have a slightly better offense and will defeat the Bears with a score of 27-14. And now, my last pick of the week. It's the Chiefs visiting the Chargers. The Chiefs laid an egg in Nashville, losing to the Titans 35-32, while the Chargers lost to the Raiders. I'm picking the Chiefs because they're a little better, and it'll be like a home game for them, since the Chargers' home field tends to draw fans for the visiting team. That does it for my NFL picks for Week 11. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to get the latest videos and posts I do. Also, follow me on Twitter. My account name is @DavidNader2. Thanks again for watching, and have a great Thanksgiving.